We've been doing this a few times, but I think it's time we take it just one step further. We're going to do a draft, drafting a starting lineup, point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, of a team of pretty good, not great, not bad, just pretty good scores. It's going to be anywhere from 10 to 19. We're going to do a number generator to pick a number, and let's go after the generator and see what goes on. Random number 10 to 19. Then we'll do a decimal afterwards.
Cool wheel. I like it.
Shout out the Seattle getting a basketball team with this wheel.
12.
Well, that was really close, so I'm happy it tells me one number. 12.
Yeah.
So we are going with 12. Okay, decimal. 12 point. Looks like 12.5. Yep, 12.5. Okay, Jack, you are up first. We're drafting a team of point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, with a target score of 12.5 career points per game.
Okay, just going to quickly share with the 44 subscribers and every other viewer watching this right now. We instituted a new rule where instead of getting a score check after each player's guess, we're going to each get 3 guesses. Our lovely host Max will then reveal their individual scores, their average scores, and then we'll kind of have a baseline for where we're at, and then we'll finish it off with our final 2 guesses. 12.5. Now, my goal is 90% to win the game and 10% to get some fun names out there. That being said, I'm going to start off with a fun name shared by Yak in one of our recent videos. Someone who shares a name with myself. Give me Yak Jack at my point guard position. I feel like he's going to be a little low. I'm just putting that out there. I don't expect him to be in like the 9s.
That's where I was thinking, but
yeah,
we're going to check it up here. And
no, but remember, you can't. Remember, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Oh, I'm not even telling you. Got it.
Wait,
yeah,
not telling us what his average was? Oh,
or you're saying he should tell us?
I thought he can tell us the score, but not to tell us our total average. Check. Not doing a
sure. I guess you guys can't do basic math. That's fine. I went to Maimonides. Shout out Miss Malikoff. But it probably does play better to the viewers.
How about this?
Plays better to the viewers to give us the score. That's the truth.
You guys don't write down the score that you got.
Fair. I won't.
Fine.
I promise.
Okay. So, Yak Jack, career points per game average of pretty good. 10.8 points per game.
That's not bad.
Okay.
Yak, you are back on the clock.
I'm going to draft someone who I took for the rebounds draft, actually. A similar game, but I'm taking his scoring because I think he's just better at scoring because the rebounds were really low. Can I have Marshawn Brooks at my 2?
So for the listeners out there, this I turned my camera back on for. As a Nets fan, there are very few things that I actually get to watch which are fun and nice and enjoyable. There were a couple of years where Marshawn Brooks legitimately looked like he was going to be the next greatest scorer of all time. And
I mean, he kind of was.
He kind of was. And now we're about to find out what he really was.
Like Cam Thomas. The Nets always have a guy like this.
That guy's a bum. Marshawn Brooks. Interesting. Career points per game average of 8 points per game.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I thought that was going to be a little low.
That's okay. I can go high.
Jack, you're back.
Hold on, we're not just gonna leave Marshawn Brooks that quickly. I had that point in the video where I'm gonna generate us maybe even a 2,000 view reel. Trivia question for the gang, Max. You're eligible to answer. I believe it was exactly I want to say 9 years ago, possibly 7 years ago, either 7 or 9 years ago, where an NBA team meant to trade for a certain Brooks, and then the team they were trading with was under the impression that they were not giving up X player whose last name is Brooks, but instead they were giving up Marshawn Brooks. Basically, a team wanted a certain player, and the team they were trading with was told, okay, great, here's Marshawn Brooks. And they were like, whoa, we wanted the other Brooks, not Marshawn Brooks. And for that reason, even though the trade was reported, it did not go through. Sorry, I didn't say that clearly, but do you guys know who the other Brooks in that deal
Memphis
was?
Grizzlies, Dylan Brooks.
Psh,
I was
well
about to
done.
say Dylan Brooks, but 9 years ago is no way.
What, you think it's 7 years ago?
Maybe.
I think it was 9 years ago, 2017. Okay, I need to go a little high. I don't know how high, but a little high. I'm going to take a player currently playing in Greece, a former rebound machine. He had a very, very, very
Huff.
small peak.
Okay.
No, not Jay Huff. So probably the antithesis of Jay Huff in a player, the exact opposite in every single way. Give me Kenneth Faried.
Kenneth Faried. Kenneth Faried is going to be. His last couple of seasons, he was a center, but for the first 7 years, he was a power forward. So we're gonna list him power forward. Kenneth Faried, 11.4 points per game.
Still a little low. Not bad, but still a little low.
I need to go higher. I'm going to try someone who I think probably above 12.5 career. Yeah, I'll take Harrison Barnes.
Interesting. I think he's going to be higher than you think.
Marshawn Brooks was lower than I think, so that might work out for me.
Yeah.
Harrison Barnes, probably one of the most solid veterans in the league now, but still also only 33 years old. Harrison Barnes, 13.7 points per game.
It's not as high as I wanted.
Harrison Barnes, a person whose skin is very black, but whose name sounds very white.
You know how the videos can start with a certain line? That's the line that we're starting with. That's the hook.
It's true, right?
That's
Harrison. Maybe it's because of Harrison Bucker, but doesn't he sound like a kicker?
It's a standard name.
Speaking of whitest names, I'm going to draft someone with probably, I don't know, one of the hardest names to spell in NBA history. I'll go that far.
Oh,
I want to say zero-time All-Star. This guy was awesome. Give me Zydrunas Ilgauskas at my 5.
I thought you were going to say hardest name to spell. Shout out to our last video, rebound draft of
Mfandu Kabengele.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Even looking up to find a picture of him, I was like, "What?
Yeah,
who is this guy?"
Never heard of him.
Big Z,
first rounder,
13 points per game.
That's exactly what I needed.
Yak, you are up. You have a point guard, power forward, and center left.
So I think this guy should qualify as a power forward. So I'm going to take Andrea Bargnani.
What number are you hoping he averages per game?
Similar to Barnes, he might be a little less. But
I feel like he's looking kind of high. He had years where he put up like 20.
Look, I need above what Harrison Barnes got to get closer to 12.5. So
I'm just saying he put up points.
That was an interesting draft. Just looking at that draft class. First big miss, LaMarcus Aldridge was right afterwards. Another big miss, a multi-time NBA champion, Adam Morrison, at number 3.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anytime you can get that guy.
He got you exactly what you wanted. 14.3 points per game.
Yeah, that's good.
Well done.
That's good.
Well done.
And
just maybe I'm derailing us in the wrong direction, but I believe Bogut was the number 1 overall pick the year either before or after Bargnani, right? And Bargnani is referred to as, one of the biggest busts in the past 25 years, like total loser. Was he at his peak better than Bogut?
Bogut contributed more to like winning basketball. That 2015 Bogut.
There's not like such a gap between the two, right?
Bogut was a bust too.
But no one talks about him like that.
I think people they like talk about both of them equally. Like no one's talking about either of them like Greg Oden or Anthony Bennett. Neither of them are considered that kind of bust.
I will say
they're in the DeAndre Ayton tier of bust, where there's like clearly generational talent after you, but you guys are gonna have like solid NBA careers.
But that's my point. My point is, I think people would look back at Ayton as a much smaller bust than Bargnani, when I think they're on the same level. That's all I'm trying to say.
There was a 6-year stretch sandwiched in between 2 years. He was injured, but for the 4 other years that he was healthy, he was top 10 in Defensive Player of the Year voting every single year. Andrew Bogut.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be Bogut.
Yeah, and he made it an All NBA third team and an
All NBA third team,
All Defensive Team second team.
What year did you make an All NBA third team?
Probably 15.
2009, 2010. He averaged 16
There's
points,
just no world.
10 rebounds,
There's no
2.5
world he was the
blocks.
third best center in the league then.
Do you remember when he was traded for Monte Ellis? And like it was a time where we thought Monte Ellis was really good at basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, that says something. Like there was smart basketball people back then really liked him. He just wasn't healthy.
Yeah,
We're really going off the rails here.
Yeah.
We're really going off the rails, but there was a tweet going around this week, LeBeau. I wonder if you saw it, but it was like there's no stronger bond between a boy and the high volume shooter on his favorite team he watched growing up. Did you see that tweet anyway?
I didn't.
But so anyways, I sent it out to a couple of friends and I was like, yeah, for Clipper fans, we have like Lou Will, Jamal Crawford. So I sent it to some Laker fans and I'm like, who is this for you? And they wrote back like, he's not a Laker, but Monte Ellis. And then one of them wrote, low key, that's Kobe.
I was gonna say Kobe never played with a guy like that. Later we had Nick Young.
Oh yeah.
But that was like
Later.
I didn't grow up with Nick Young. I was just like I was already old.
Yak, you have an interesting thing here. Andrea Bargnani played 5 years at center and 5 years at power forward. So,
right. I'm putting him at power forward.
Okay. And if you want to move him, you could.
Can we get a score check? Yeah.
Score check. In second place, otherwise known as last place, otherwise known as lower score for right now.
There we go. That's what matters most.
At 11.733 repeating. And our target score is 12.5 is Jack.
It's pretty close. I'm not complaining.
With a point guard of Jarrett Jack, power forward of Kenneth Fareed, and a center of Big Z. Name me another channel that's going to have more fun lineups than us.
Yeah, exactly.
Get ready for my point guard center pick and roll. Get ready.
And Yak in first place, otherwise known as the highest score for right now, with an average score of exactly 12.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're both trying to go slightly over.
Correct. And Jack, you are back on the clock with a shooting guard and small forward left.
Okay.
Interestingly, you guys do not share any positions available left. So you can speak out your picks.
That is true. I don't want to manipulate the game, but we had some scores revealed from prior drafts that I'm specifically going to stay away from, such as Jamal Crawford, Lou Williams, just because I know their numbers. Okay, let's think. I'm trying to go a little high on 12.5. I need a 2 and I need a 3. Give me a former Clipper, tough juice, played a playoff game with a broken arm, Caron Butler. That's my 3.
You wanted to go a little high? Okay.
Yeah.
I think you might have.
I'm hoping he's like.
You might have overshot it, but we'll find out.
I'm hoping he's like 14.5. That's what I'm expecting.
He had a really bad year on the Lakers.
On the Lakers. His third year in the league. Interesting.
Yeah, he was traded in the Shaq trade, and the Lakers gave up on him way too early because him, Kobe, and Lamar could have been an interesting trio, especially back then. Nowadays, it's
all right. I gotta ask, who else came to LA in that Shaq trade?
Brian Grant.
Butler.
Don't ask.
There you go.
Don't ask. I never read the newspaper, but when I was 9 years old, I read the newspaper that day. I wouldn't forget who was in that trade.
No one else, just those 3?
Pick that turned into Sasha or Pharma or one of those.
All right, what's our tough juice answer, Max?
Tough juice. An average of 14.1 points per game.
That's what we wanted.
14.1.
You know who? I just realized that pick actually might have turned into this guy who I'm about to draft.
Who you're going to take?
No. I think it was the next year. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the draft pick that it was, but I'm about to take that guy who at my center. I'm going to take, obviously, a Laker legend, Andrew Bynum,
What number are you hoping he is, by the way?
12.5.
Like, what's your ideal answer? I feel like he's got to be higher, no? I mean, maybe,
The most
I don't know.
underrated thing about Andrew Bynum's career
Yeah,
is how
yeah.
not amazing he was. People talk about Andrew Bynum as like, wow, this
Fun
great.
fact, my 10th and 11th grade high school math teacher, Miss Miller, her boyfriend was best friends with Andrew
Jeez.
Bynum. By the way,
Shout out Miss Miller.
in the Shaq trade, the pick turned into Jordan Farmar.
I was right. I mean, it was one of the names I said.
A Maccabi Tel Aviv represent.
Hometown hero, Jordan Farmar.
Andrew Bynum, 11.5 points per game.
Okay.
Wow.
I shot too low. So I need to go higher. I have a name here, but I don't think it's high enough.
All right. I think I'm looking for someone also in the 14 range. I feel like 2 14s and 3 11.73s get me a little higher than 12.5. So maybe I'm looking for a high 13 and a shooting guard. This is tough. The whole game comes down to this. I'll tell you who was going to be too low and who was going to be too high. Who was going to be too low? I think Bruce Bowen. Who was going to be too high? I think Josh Giddey. Although low key, like he doesn't score that many points. Maybe he's the guess. Like back, I'm saying a lot of years at the Thunder where he didn't score so
What position
much.
do you need? Sorry,
The shooting guard. He plays shooting guard. Josh Giddey. Nowadays, like I think he literally is their starting.
He plays a lot of positions.
Yeah, the shooting guard being one of those
In
positions.
his 5 years in the league, Basketball Reference lists him as small forward, power forward, shooting guard, point guard, point guard.
Yeah. But like on the Bulls tonight, I'm sure he started at the 2. You can look up who their
Trey
1 was.
Jones.
Okay, so then where did Josh Giddey start?
Yeah, exactly.
But then again, he's played 2 years with the Bulls. I don't know how many years he played with the Thunder. I think only 3, and he put up mad points with the Bulls this year and last year. Okay, a freaking shooting guard. It's a hard position to get 13 points a game at.
That's why I
Like,
started
that should
there.
be your bare floor if you're starting. I guess I can pick a bench guy. Okay, listen, I could be totally wrong here. I could be, but I feel like I've already anchored pretty close. I'm going to pick one of the most fun names in Raptor history. Give me Mo Peterson. Probably the smoothest form in NBA Live 2005.
I probably put more hours into that game than I have done in anything else in my life.
I was thinking, honestly, me too.
It's crazy.
Like, honestly, yeah.
It's a good thing you didn't pick Bruce Bowen. Bruce Bowen had a average of 6.1.
Yeah, see, I said too low. What about Giddey?
Giddey was 18.
Yeah, too high. I knew it. Okay. And Mo Pete just right.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. That's what Giddey is averaging this year. His career average is... No, it probably would have been good. 14.6.
Yeah, it would have been a little high, but I would have taken it.
Mo Peterson.
I feel like he might have been too low.
You are not going to be too happy with this.
Oh, frick.
Because in Toronto, over the course of 7 years, he averaged 12 points per game.
Yeah, and then what? He bummed out the rest of his career?
Probably. But he bummed out the rest of his career. And he had a career points per game average of 10.7.
It's not that bad.
It's not great. But let me tell you something. I just realized I should have gone second because now Laboda can play it safe. He doesn't have to shoot for the stars.
So I was gonna say this. I have 3 names here. One I'm pretty sure would give me the. I don't really know.
Yeah, but he kind of does.
One name I'm pretty sure is a safe pick, but it's not a fun name. One's a fun name, and I have no idea where it lands.
That's what I did with Mo P.
And one's another name that I think is fun, which I think will be too low. So I'm scared to risk it because I think I need to shoot high. So
go with your first name. Go with your most likely to win.
Pick the name for me. The boring name.
Okay, I can pick the name for you.
The boring name. The one I have no idea, or the one that I'm pretty sure is too low.
Give me a shot. Give me no idea.
The no idea. Okay. Also, Raptors legend. Can I have Damon Stoudemire? I have no idea.
Interesting.
I have no idea.
Interesting.
Damon Stoudemire is your pick. What was the other pick?
Head coach of what college?
So,
Damon Stoudemire.
By the way, my safe pick was Steve Nash. I actually think Steve Nash would have got me there. I need like 14 and a half. I think he's probably around that. My name I think is too low is Kirk Heinrich.
Okay, I will tell you that Steve Nash for sure would have given you the win. I haven't looked at Damon Stoudemire yet.
I knew Steve Nash would have gave him the win.
But
Just
for
that I know
content,
that makes me happy. Okay.
I was gonna say this goes. You should have just gone with the win. This goes against the spirit of the game. You're supposed to be competitive animals. You're supposed to want to tear
No,
each other
because
to
I want to
shreds.
be able to win with Damon Stoudemire on my point
Okay,
guard.
all right.
and who was the Kirk Heinrich?
Come on, Damon Stoudemire, bring me home.
Kirk Heinrich would have made you lose. He had a 10.9.
Okay.
So just to put for this, Jack had an average with Dare Jack 10.8, Mo Peterson 10.7, Karan Butler 14.1, Kenneth Fareed 11.4, Big Z 13 for an average of exactly 12 points per game.
It's a great score.
And I went low.
Before this pick, Jack had 11.875. And Damon Stoudemire had a points per game average of 13.4, which means that his average is 12.18 points per game.
Well done, Yak. Well done.
By the way, you gave me the pick.
I don't like the way we finished that. We got to be more competitive out here. This doesn't feel natural for us.
But in the beginning of the draft,
Yak made you pick your own grave.
I know, but still.
Because the truth is, I wouldn't have gone with Kirk Heinrich if you told me to go with Kirk Heinrich. But you said in the beginning of the draft, Max, that this is a draft of mid, and I wanted to stay true to that. Steve Nash, I want to give the man respect. He is not mid. He was not mid. So I did not feel comfortable drafting Steve Nash at my point guard. What was Steve Nash's career average?
14.3.
I thought it was in the 14s, 14 to 14 and a half. It would have gave me a better score than Damon Stoudemire, but I'll take Damon Stoudemire.
I just can't believe all I had to do was name it a shooting guard who averaged about 12.5 points per game, and the best I could do was Mo Peterson. Like, what happened there? It slipped into a fog or something.
It's not an easy game. This is not an easy game. Putting up
it's true.
Putting up 12 on a 12 and a half, it's extremely impressive.
Yeah. Very impressive.
There is yet to be a target score challenge that you guys haven't both been insanely close. Yeah. But that's what we do here on the Yak and Jack show.
Yeah, Mike Sweetney lost me the rebounds.
Yeah, that was I'm gonna petition we even maybe consider deleting that video. That was just like an all around like mishmash. that was me and Yak. That was evidence of Max's value to the team right there, by the way.
Nah, don't worry about it. Keep it up. It's all good.
Guys, thanks for watching. At this moment in recording, we're at 44 subscribers. We're trying to get to 50 by tomorrow, so speed it up. I know we've been kind of all over the place. We're back. We're being consistent now. So watch, send it to your family, send it to your cousins, group chats, subscribe, everything. Yeah.
There's the like button.
Okay.
there's a like. There's a video comment. There's a subscribe. A video that we made probably like 6 months ago that you guys should watch. There might be another one right there. Long?